A 406 average, that's a special number in baseball, isn't it? He's got 9 RBIs in his previous 37 games before this hitting streak. A pitching matchup, Phil Hughes. He's been the ace of the staff of the Twins this year. He has loved life on the road. And Yu Darvish, well, he's one of the top pitchers in all of baseball. He loves pitching here in Texas as well. A 3-1 record with a 1.65 ERA. We're all set for baseball as the Minnesota Twins are here in town at Globe Life Park to take on the Texas Rangers. And the guy who's working next to me, he's familiar with both teams because as we flash back, look what Bert Blyleven did in his career with the Twins. 141 complete games, a 3.28 ERA. Yeah, those are so-so numbers. I guess they may qualify for the Hall of Fame. And then here with the Rangers, how about this? Over half his starts, he went the distance. And now he's going to go the distance here with me. Justin Kutcher alongside the Hall of Famer, Bert Blyleven. Bert, it's an honor to be here with you. You've seen this Twins team a lot. As far as the Rangers are concerned, everyone wants to talk about Yu Darvish, and rightfully so. As a Hall of Fame pitcher, what do you see in this guy?
Well, he's only in his 3rd year. You know, he kind of had an off year last year, had a little bit of injuries, but since he has joined the Texas Rangers 3 years ago, you see where he ranks. 616 strikeouts. That's most in the American League or all of baseball since April 9th of 2012. Little surprise on the innings pitch. This is a guy that the Rangers need more innings from, and the 36 wins, very nice, but you know, I think they expect a little bit more also out of this very good pitcher from Japan. For the Minnesota Twins, Phil Hughes started off slowly. In his first 3 starts, not what the Twins wanted, but over the last 12, he has been outstanding. Look at the earned run average in the 12 starts.
The manager for the Minnesota Twins is Ron Gardenhire, one of the best managers in all of baseball.
Only Mike Scioscia has more major league tenure than Ron Gardenhire.
And the lineup for Ron Gardenhire here today brought to you as Sam Fuld will lead things off. The center fielder batting second and playing second is Brian Dozier. Batting third and DHing is Joe Mauer. Kendrys Morales will back clean up and play first base here today. Oswaldo Arcia will bat fifth and play right field. Kurt Suzuki, the catcher, bats sixth. Chris Parmelee will bat seventh and play left field. Eduardo Escobar at third base bats eighth. And Pedro Flormon will bat ninth and play shortstop. And how about the scouting report here on Darvish?
Yeah, let's take a look at his scouting report. You know what? I don't know where he lives. I'm sure he has a kitchen sink. He would probably throw that up there too if he could. But he's got all kind of pitches. 4-seam, 2-seam fastball, little cutter, breaking slider. He's got a split finger, a curveball. Changes speed so well. And we'll keep an eye on Yu Darvish because he usually tries to figure out what's working for him the best in the first couple innings.
And the first pitch misses low and inside to Sam Fuld.
Now Darvish is coming off a couple not so Darvish-like starts. 0-2 over his last 2 starts with an ERA of 6.5.
The 1-0 in the air to right center field. That one is hit well. Martin is back there to make the catch with the wind blowing in for the first out. The defense behind Darvish in the outfield from left to right. Shin-Soo Choo in left field. Leonis Martinez just made that catch in center field. Michael Choice in right. Around the horn in the infield, Carlos Pena at first base. Rougned Odor at second. Elvis Andrus at short. Adrian Beltre at third. And behind the plate is Chris Jimenez. The umpires behind home plate, Phil Welke at first base, Paul Nauert, John Tumpain is at second, and James Hoy is at third.
Yeah, Bill Welke, 16 years he has been umpiring at the major league level. Very, very consistent umpire.
The fastball misses inside to Dozier.
You know, we showed you the defense of the Rangers. They have made 56 errors. Only the Cleveland Indians have made more errors than the Rangers this year. But again, they have a lot of guys on a disabled list, and we'll go over that at another time.
We've got a lot of time to
Yes,
go over all
do.
those guys on the DL for the Rangers.
Now, Darvish only 28 years old. This is his 15th start, his first against the Twins. He and Phil Hughes were supposed to hook up back in late May in Minnesota.
Dozier to left field. Shin-Soo Choo is there. And there are 2 away here in the first.
Darvish did not make that start because of a stiff neck.
How about the 4 keys to the game?
Well, for Yu Darvish, he needs to regroup. As I mentioned, 0-2 over his last 2 starts. A tough start against Oakland and Anaheim away from this ballpark. And for the Twins, they need a quality start. Last time through their starting rotation, it's been a tough starting rotation for Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, and Ron Gardenhire, looking for consistency. Phil Hughes has been their best pitcher as far as that's concerned, as far as quality starts.
2 away here now for Joe Mauer, DHing here today. And Mauer takes the first pitch down low for a ball. Mauer's numbers on the year starting to creep up. 271, 2 home runs, and 25 RBIs.
You know, these clubs only play each other 6-7 times a year. You know, Twins won the series last year between the Rangers. This year the Rangers have won 4 of the 5 meetings. So they don't get a lot of at-bats to say against Darvish. Darvish is only making his 3rd career start against the Twins. His first start back in 2012, early April, in Minnesota, and his last one came August of last year, here where he lost to Liam Hendricks 3-2.
1-1 foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Mauer. Now I thought this was really interesting. Before the game, Ron Washington, as we look at Mauer's numbers in his career against the Rangers, the lowest batting average against any team in his career, which to me, you look at the next 4 teams, number 3 is the Yankees, and he's hitting .299 against them.
Right. Three-time batting champ Joe Mauer.
1-2 line drive to center field, a 2-out single for Mauer. But before the game, Ron Washington told us that Darvish actually calls his own game from the mound. Did you do that? Did you ever do that as a pitcher?
No, I wasn't smart enough to do that, to be honest with you. I relied on my catcher, and then you made adjustments as the scoreboard sometimes dictated how you went about your business. Here, it looks like a fastball right there, and Joe Mauer, as he does so well, that high pitch lines it right back up the middle, more toward left center than maybe right center. So many of his hits go the opposite way.
He's one of the rare lefties who can hit that high fastball. A 2-out single for him brings up Kendrys Morales, a switch hitting first baseman DH, playing first base here today. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Morales was a free agent up until after the draft. Clubs did not want to give up a draft pick to sign Morales, and the Twins ended up signing him on June 8th. So Darvish falling behind early on all 4 hitters. And a good off-speed pitch right there.
1 ball and 1 strike here to Morales.
Again, he's got so many pitches, and the pitch right there, maybe just a fastball down. 11 pitches so far for Darvish, 7 have been strikes.
So if my math is correct, that means the only ball he's thrown in each count has been the first pitch.
One. Very good. Oh, we're going to work good together today.
Mauer on the go. The ball is ground to first base. There's Pena for the easy play. No runs on the hit. A man left on base. With happening, no score. The Rangers coming up. There is a lineup for Ron Washington and Texas. Shin-Soo Choo will lead things off. Elvis Andrus bats second. Carlos Pena in a 3-hole. Adrian Beltre back clean up. The DH is Donnie Murphy. Leonis Martin will bat sixth. Chris Jimenez bats seventh. The bottom two, Michael Choice and Rougned Odor to face Phil Hughes.
Let's take a look at a scouting report on Phil Hughes. He, like Darvish, has good fastball. They trust their fastball. Even Hughes trusts it more. He throws a little cutter, big slow curveball, and occasional changeup. He'll come right at you. Only 9 walks for Phil Hughes in 95 1/3 innings pitched. Outstanding. He has been attacking the strike zone all season long.
A ground ball to first base. There taking the nice hop is Morales. One away in the first. The defense behind Hughes in the outfield from left to right. Chris Parmalee, Sam Fold, and Oswaldo Arcia. Around the horn in the infield, Kendrys Morales at first, Brian Dozier at second, Pedro Flormon at short, Eduardo Escobar at third, and behind the plate, a big addition this year, the Twins, is Kurt Suzuki.
He's done a great job back there, and the Twins 40 errors on the year. Only the Seattle Mariners have made fewer errors. There's Suzuki. He has been really a godsend since the Twins decided to move Joe Mauer from behind the plate to first base. They were looking for somebody over the winter, and Kurt Suzuki was the choice, and he's been a good one. Got a great track record, does a great job of handling the pitching staff. Plus, he's giving some offense to the Twins.
Giving a lot of offense. 301 average, 2 home runs, 32 RBIs. The 0-1 on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes here to Andrus, who's batting .268 on the year, 2 home runs and 18 RBIs. The 0-2 from Hughes. There's a breaking ball. Andrus can't hold up. He goes down swinging. The first strikeout for Hughes.
83rd strikeout of the year for Phil Hughes to go with the 9 walks in 96 innings pitched. See him just take something off that curveball, almost like he stopped his delivery and just kind of spun it up there. And Andrus tried to check swing, but the barrel of the bat went too far.
That's what's so cool about this pitching matchup that we have here today. Besides the numbers and what they can do, how they can change speeds on their breaking balls.
That's like a changeup. You know, like I said, Phil Hughes doesn't throw a straight changeup too often, but he'll change up off the curveball.
Carlos Pena, big swing and a miss in the first pitch fastball.
And if you're able to do that, you know, we see guys that can throw 97, 98, but if you can throw off-speed stuff over, that 92, 93 mile an hour fastball to a hitter like Pena looks like it's 96, 97.
0-1, high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Phil Hughes will top out about 93 miles an hour in his first season with the Twins. Signed a 3-year contract, leaving the Yankees.
1-1. Sound like a broken bat. Fly ball to right field. Arcia's there, and that'll be a 1-2-3 inning work by Hughes. We're through 1, no score. Twins and Rangers. Twins and Rangers and UFC Fight Night on Fox Sports 1 returns tonight with a full card of epic bouts, including 4th-ranked Cub Swanson taking on 11th-ranked Jeremy Stevens. Coverage begins with a pre-fight show at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
You know, Justin, you know what's so good about this ball game? Because actually, you know, the Twins and the Rangers, they've been struggling. They're both in 4th place in their divisions. But when you get a good pitching matchup, you can see that, you know, on paper, 1-0, 2-1 ball game. You hope that that happens from me on my side, because being a former pitcher, of course, you like their low-scoring games. But both these guys, Darvish and Hughes, they go about their business the right way. They attack the strike zone.
And we don't see that enough anymore, of guys just going at these players. And I asked the question today to Ron Washington, what is it about a guy like Darvish or Tanaka, who's pitching today for the Yankees, or Ryu, guys who have come over from Japan, from Korea, that they have had success? And he talked about they attack. They're not afraid to go at hitters.
And they trust their fastball. There's a good fastball in to Arcia.
No balls and 2 strikes here to Oswaldo Arcia.
I mean, the strikeouts tell you right here. You can see Jimenez wanting that ball in. And Arcia trying to hold up, but the ball found his bat. 118 strikeouts for Darvish now in 97 1/3 innings. That tells you he's attacking the zone.
The 0-2. Breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, Arcia, he has tremendous power. Watching him take BP yesterday, he hit one of the farthest balls I've seen hit in a long time, I guess, other than Mike Trout's last night. But he hit one to the 2nd level of the right center field grandstand. Off the end of the bat, little flare to the right center field.
What time was that?
Oh, that was 5 o'clock.
That was kind of like, yeah. The old 5 o'clock blast. The game started at 7, did it not? Second hit.
He's got power.
Twins.
Just what does he display?
He has tremendous power, and he had a grand slam in Minnesota, and then he went through a 0 for 31 slump, and Tom Bernansky, I'm sorry, boy, it just went dead. Your brain ever go dead? Mine does
most
all the
of the time.
Tom Bernansky, the hitting coach, just said that might have been the worst thing that happened to him, because Ned, from there on, he started swinging. So they're trying to get him back down to doing what he did right there. Just where the pitch is hit, just hit it softly that way. The power will come.
Kurt Suzuki takes the first pitch
to Tom
fastball.
Bernansky.
No balls and 1 strike. Suzuki's numbers, we talked about it just before, but 301, a couple of home runs, 32 RBIs. Also has 15 doubles. Arcia on at first base after a leadoff single.
Yeah, Kurt, 30 years old in his first season with the Twins, 8th overall season. Came up with the A's and with the Washington Nationals, then back to the A's, and then signed with the Twins over the winter.
Played his college ball at Cal State Fullerton. An exciting College World Series wrapped up this week with Vanderbilt winning the national championship. Up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Take a look at the Arcia going down and getting that breaking ball. Look where that is. That's about near his shoes, but kept his eye on the ball. Good piece of hitting. The barrel of the bat went through and got himself a base hit.
One ball, 1 strike here to Suzuki. Fouled away, 1-2. You talked about the struggles for Darvish. 2 straight losses back on June 17th at Oakland. Darvish 5 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned, 5 walks, 8 strikeouts. Then on the 22nd last Sunday in Anaheim, 6 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. So 9 walks in his last 2 outings.
And that's not Hugh Darvish, you know, coming into the ball game because of the 9. His walk ratio was high, but still 36 walks and 98 innings pitched.
Good breaking ball gets Suzuki swinging. The first strikeout of the day for Darvish, 1 away.
Well, Darvish, a strikeout pitcher. We showed you nobody more in baseball has had more strikeouts than Hugh Darvish. Good breaking ball right there. Great location down and away. Look at the tight spin right into the glove of Jimenez. There are the numbers that you were talking about, Justin. Last 2 starts. Previous 12, very good. 13-game winner last year for the Rangers, a 16-game winner in 2012 in his first season with the Rangers.
1 away now for Chris Parmelee. Takes the pitch up high for a ball. Parmelee on the year, 250, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs.
He's been swinging a bat as better as of late, getting a little more playing time. Currently on a 7-game hitting streak where he's hitting .462. 12 hits in his last 26 at bats.
Right back up the middle, a base hit. Arcia will stop at second base. It's first and second, 1 out here in the second for the Twins.
So in their first at bats, Joe Mauer and Parmelee keep their hitting streaks alive, both at 8. Ball down in the strike zone, but Parmelee didn't try to pull that ball, went right with it, right back up the middle.
So that'll bring up Eduardo Escobar to face Darvish, and Escobar on the season is hitting .279 with 2 home runs and 17 RBIs. And this is when things start to get interesting here for Ron Gardenhire and the Twins, because on deck is Pedro Flormon, who's been struggling mightily, hitting .093. So you almost feel like Escobar has to get the job done here if they're going to score here in this inning.
Yeah, and Escobar's been struggling a little bit as of late, but he does have 22 doubles on the season.
Takes the first pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, with Flormon struggling, Escobar got to play some short, and he did very well there. Now taking over at third base with Trevor Plouffe on a disabled list. There's Flormon.
0-1 out in front, no balls and 2 strikes. A lot of pitchers today, they get to 0-2, then they nibble. That's not Darvish, though.
No, he will, again, in the first 2 or 3 innings, he'll find out what's working, what's going to be a strikeout pitch, and then he'll stay with that as long as it is consistent.
He steps off.
5 double plays turned behind Darvish on the season.
Now timeout asked for by Escobar.
And there's your point, what you said. Ron Washington says that Darvish calls his own game, so he basically was waiting for Jimenez to put down the sign he wanted. And that's a good thing, because you as a pitcher, you win or lose a ball game by sometimes your decision. If you want to throw a certain pitch and catcher's calling something else, if you throw that pitch and you're committed to it, 90% you're going to be successful.
Missing outside the breaking ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's funny because Darvish calls his own game, yet you look at a guy like Mark Burley, who's having a fantastic season for Toronto, and he never shakes off a catcher. Whatever he puts down, all right, throws. And his games are like 2 hours and 25 minutes.
And I sat down with Phil Hughes about 10 days ago, and he said the same thing. I rarely shake off the catcher.
In the air to center field, Martin has to go back now. Broke in first, back to make the catch, tagging just to draw a throw as it comes back into second base. And there are 2 outs. Martin looks over at Chu, says, my bad. 2 outs now for Pedro Flormon, whose numbers so far this year, they aren't pretty. .093. He's 7 for 75. The good news is, of his 7 hits, he's got a double and a triple.
Yeah. He's only driven in 1 run, so this would be a big at-bat if Flormon's able to do it against a very good pitcher in Darvish.
And the first pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1.
Flormon, 27 years old, from the Dominican Republic, originally signed by the Orioles, and then claimed off waivers by the Twins back in December 2011. He was sent down earlier this year than when Plouffe was put on a disabled list. Trevor Plouffe. Flormon is recalled.
In the dirt, both men will advance a base. A wild pitch. Arcia moves to third. Parmelee down to second.
Yeah, when you throw a lot of breaking balls and that split finger that Darvish has, there's going to be balls that are just on the other side of home plate. Take a look at this pitch right there. It's that breaking ball. You can actually see it almost hits Flormon in the foot. Jimenez unable to keep it in front of him, so both runners advance. Wild pitch. for Darvish, his 8th of the year.
Goes back to that slider, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That is a tough pitch for left-handers to get, and I haven't seen all of Darvish's strikeouts against lefties, but he's going to come back, I would think, with another curveball or slider down and in. It's lefties see it, they like that ball down and in, and then they swing over the top.
He's got 1 strikeout in the inning, looking for number 2. In the air to center field. Martin over towards left center. There to make the catch, and Darvish gets out of the jam.
It's a good thing I didn't bet your house.
No runs on a couple hits. 2 men left on. Adrian Beltre will lead things off for the Rangers when we come back, and he's swinging a hot bat. Bottom half of the second, scoreless game. Twins and Rangers. Justin Kutcher alongside Burt Blyleven here on Fox Sports 1. It'll be Adrian Beltre, Donnie Murphy, Leonis Martin against Phil Hughes. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Beltre, who on the season, he's having an Adrian Beltre type year. 325, 9 home runs, 41 RBIs. The 0-1 from Hughes. Outside, 1-1. It's amazing the kind of career that Beltre has put together. As you mentioned at the top of the show, he's got over 2,500 career hits now. Foul back. The Game Changer profile brought to you by T-Mobile, the official sponsor of Game Changers. And this is what he has done over his last 35. Look at the batting average.
Yeah, 388. You know, he picked up his 2,500 hit. This guy's maybe a couple more years, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. 1-2 off the end of the bat to shallow right. Arcia coming in, long run, can't make the catch. Beltre took a big turn. He's going to hold up at first. A leadoff single for Adrian Beltre.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, this is a slow breaking ball that almost fools Beltre, but with those long arms, which he likes to do, extend those arms, you gotta just watch this pitch right here. Took a little off that changeup, and Beltre, so his back bent a little bit. Now he's reaching out there. Is he going to be able to get it? Still right off the end of the bat. Softly hit in front of Arcia. And Arcia knocking that ball down, and Beltre staying at first.
A good effort by Arcia, but a leadoff single for Beltre brings up Donnie Murphy DHing. And the first pitch is down low for a ball. Murphy on the season, 204, 4 home runs, and 14 RBIs. Alex Rios is getting the day off here for the Rangers, and that's a rarity, because since he was acquired, 126 straight starts for Alex Rios. But today on national TV on Fox Sports 1, Ron Washington says, you know what, take the day off.
He needs a day off.
2 balls and no strikes here to Murphy.
Well, he's been struggling a little bit at the plate. 0 for 4 yesterday. 0 for his last 15, Alex Rios.
Jam shot foul. 2-1.
There's Ron Washington, his 8th season as manager here in Texas.
And without a doubt, his most difficult year as a manager here, with all the injuries, all these young kids coming up, having to teach on the fly. On the outside corner, good pitch there by Hughes. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, not only the 14 injuries to key players, I mean, the players that the Rangers were expecting, especially 3 main starters in that rotation, to pitch some innings, and all 3 of them have been hurt. The only one that might come back is Derek Holland, the left-hander.
2-2, blown right past Murphy. Second strikeout for Hughes. So the injuries that we're talking about, this will take some time just to kind of digest this all. But look at the players who have been lost for the year. Harrison, Moreland, Perez, Profar. Prince Fielder most likely done for the year. Shepherd's most likely done for the year. These aren't just Ogando most likely done for the year. These aren't just marginal players. These are key players for a team that was supposed to contend for the AL West and maybe the American League.
Well, they won 90+ games the last 2 years, and this year it's been frustrating, especially at home. They had lost 8 straight games up until last night when they beat the Twins, but look at the days lost by the guys on a disabled list. Nobody even close. Arizona Diamondback in the high 600s. Well over 1,000.
Yeah, if you're Texas, you laugh at the high 600s. Leonis Martin, good numbers, 271, 3 home runs, and 20 RBIs. Had been batting leadoff, now dropped down to the 6th spot. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Hitters say that facing Phil Hughes, he's got a sneaky fastball, that he hides it very well. He's not a guy that has a long arm as far as extending that ball toward home plate. He's kind of a short armor, but it really explodes out of his hand.
One, 2 misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That might have been the 2-seamer, trying to get a double play right there. Instead, it ended up down and away. 8 double plays turned behind Phil Hughes this year in 15 starts.
The 2-2. Got him swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hughes. Now 3 strikeouts on the afternoon.
The ball explodes on you, and that's what the hitters have said when they face Phil Hughes. Even the Twins hitters when Hughes was with the Yankees. 6'5", 240 pounds, and good force on that good fastball. So 3 strikeouts for Hughes on only 22 pitches. Only 1 hit allowed, that being Beltre's little quail into right field. You know what I wanted to say, too, don't you?
Jimenez, first pitch, swinging line drive to center. Fold on the run, not going to get there. Beltre being waved home. Here comes a throw way off line, and taking third base easily is Jimenez, and Texas takes the 1-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, Chris Jimenez has been a good pickup for the Texas Rangers. Selected off waivers by the Rangers from the Oakland A's and late spring training. And he has had some good at-bats for them, driving in his 8th run of the year. Ball down, he jumped on that first pitch. Jimenez lining it over the head of Sam Folt. Now Folt gets the ball back in quickly to the cutoff man Florimon, but Florimon just spun around and threw that ball up the first baseline.
It's an RBI double plus an E6 on the throw by Flormont.
You see Beltre giving it all he's got right there. Chugging home. And he scores the first run of the ball game.
1-0 Rangers leading. Michael Choice at the plate. Chase to the high fastball. No balls and 2 strikes. And that's been an issue here with Choice at the plate. He's got great power. Jimenez collected his 6th double of the season. But Choice, he's kind of been all or nothing here for Texas. If he connects, watch out. If he doesn't, well, he's going back to the dugout. The 0-2. A ground ball to shortstop. Flormont makes this play, and that'll do it here in the inning. But the Rangers do strike first. An RBI double by Jimenez. It's 1-0 Rangers. Minnesota. The young fans are here at the ballpark in Tuesday, July 15th. Baseball's best gathered in Minnesota as the captain, Derek Jeter, takes the field in his last All-Star game ever. What promises to be an emotional and unforgettable night. Special coverage begins at 4:30 on Fox Sports 1, followed by the 2014 All-Star game at 7:30 on Fox. Those young fans, they got a couple more days to get their ballots in. Maybe fill out those ballots for some of their Texas Rangers.
I love what baseball's doing, all the teams, with Derek Jeter as he kind of makes his last go around. Paying tribute to a not only a future Hall of Famer, but a great person.
Yeah. Sam Fuld takes the first pitch for a strike. Flew out to center field his first time up. Got a chance to speak with Phil Hughes yesterday. Obviously spent the majority of his career with the Yankees and with Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera. He spent time in the bullpen with Rivera, and I just asked him what was it like playing with those guys and now seeing them, you know, leave the game. He said, well, it's sad to see them go. It means everyone's getting older. But to learn what those guys did and see what they did on the field, but more importantly off the field, how they carry themselves, you just learn so much.
2 class men right there that you were talking to Hughes about.
1 ball, 1 strike here to Fuld.
Fuld claimed off waivers from the Oakland A's, that back in early April. Aaron Hicks did not pan out in center field, and asked Ron Gardenhire, you know, who's the center fielder? He said, I only have Sam Fuld. That's it. You know, Hicks is now, he was demoted back to AA to try to find himself. They're so high on that young man, Aaron Hicks, but he had a tough time up here at the major league level. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Fuld.
Takes the fastball in the outside corner.
And you know what? Sometimes you get knocked down and you have to go back down and work a little bit harder. And you know what you need to do up here. And we hope Aaron Hicks nothing but the best down there.
The 2-2 from Darvish. Chasing the high fastball. Fold goes down swinging. Strikeout number 2 for Darvish. We talked about the All-Star game coming up in Minneapolis, but will this guy be there? Brian Dozier. Look what he has done among Major League second basemen. First in runs, first in home runs. And he's tied for third in RBIs, stolen bases. He's got 15. And if you think about the second baseman that play right now, it's not like it's a weak position. It's a position of strength.
Yeah, I think of all the positions in baseball, second base is probably loaded the most. I mean, Robinson Cano, of course, a former All-Star, and he'll probably be there again leading in fan voting. But there are 4 or 5 other guys that you could say, yeah, they could be the starting second baseman. Brian Dozier, one of those.
Good breaking ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Dozier flew out to left field his first time up. Some cloud coverage, keeping it a bit cooler here,
which is always a good thing here in Texas.
0-2. Dozier lays off that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Dozier in his 3rd season with the Twins made the transition from shortstop to second base last year. Ron Gardenhire said he's probably the key player to this ball club. He plays every day. He has played second base as well as anybody in the league, and he strikes out there on a high fastball from Darvish, his 2nd straight strikeout, 3rd of the game.
We talked about the second baseman in the list. I mean, look at these names.
I mean, Pedroia, okay, he's hitting 262. That guy can play. I mean, he's kind of the leader along with David Ortiz of that Boston team. And how about Altuve, Jose Altuve, leading the American League in hitting, I believe in hits too. And he's a guy that probably should make it. You could say all 5 of those guys should make it.
2 away now for Mauer, who with his hit in the first extended his hitting streak to 9 games. And takes the fastball low and outside for a ball.
Darvish again tacking the strike zone. First 4 hitters he fell behind 1-0, but up until Mauer's at bat, 6 out of 7 first pitch strikes.
Mauer over this now 9-game hitting streak, hitting .424. Now tipped off the mask of Jimenez.
Pitching is about adding and subtracting, and what we have is both right-handers here this afternoon doing it. Little extra fastball right there, 93. Joe, good swing, and right into the mask of Jimenez. The glasses were broken on that. Catchers take a beating.
Who was the first catcher to wear glasses? Was it Benito Santiago or Pudge Rodriguez?
Not sure.
Is that a balloon?
Somebody's birthday.
Happy birthday, Bert.
Thank you. Well, actually, there's only 282 more days until my birthday, but thank you for asking.
Well, happy early or belated,
well, somebody
whichever one.
has a birthday out there, and happy birthday to you.
How about this? Happy early birthday to my mom, Paula, whose birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, very good. Mom, happy birthday.
1 ball and 1 strike here to Mauer.
Good
jam shot.
Yeah.
Andrews on the outfield grass will make the catch, and a 1-2-3 inning work by Darvish. Darvish has 3 strikeouts through 3 innings, back-to-back, coming against Fold and Dozier here in the 3rd. 1-2 in the order here for Texas. Rougned Odor will lead off against Phil Hughes. And the first pitch is lined to left center field for a base hit. Odor takes the turn. He'll hold up there. A leadoff single for the youngster.
You know what? Youngster, only 20 years old. Odor getting called up from Double-A earlier this year with all the different injuries, and he jumps on that first fastball. Good piece of hitting by the 20-year-old from Venezuela. And talking about young kids, two of the youngest major league players are here at Arlington. Jorge Polanco last night got his first major league hit and drove in a couple runs with a triple.
And Polanco was called up from Single-A.
Let's see, three are here with Sardinas here at only 21 years old.
Odor takes off from first base, and he will have a stolen base. That is the second stolen base for Rougned Odor. And now he's in scoring position. Nobody out here in the third.
Well, he picked the right pitch to run on right here, breaking ball, but got a great jump. Even if Suzuki's able to pick that, Odor stole that from Phil Hughes. Fourth stolen base allowed by Hughes on the mound. Nobody got caught stealing.
Chu fouls that one off. 1-1 strike. Shin-Soo Choo, the big free agent acquisition in the offseason for this Rangers team, paired with the trade for Prince Fielder. The Rangers thought those are the two pieces that could help them get over the hump. Chu's been battling an ankle injury all season long. It's kind of sapped him of his power. He does have 7 home runs.
He had such a good year in his free agent year last year with the Cincinnati Reds when he hit .285. He played in 154 games, 21 home runs, a career high 20 stolen bases, but that is cut down because of the ankle injury. His running game.
2-1, lined one hopper. Nice play by Dozier at second. Gets the out. Down to third goes Odor.
And a good at bat by Chu. You may be 0 for 1, but he did what he needed to do, and that was to advance the runner. And Dozier, who has played outstanding defense all season long, has to play that little one hopper and spun back around and ended up getting Chu at first base. Chu hitting this ball sharply. He wants to pull the ball to get Odor over to third. And Dozier, one of those players, he likes to get that uniform dirty.
Now with one out, and Elvis Andrus at the plate, runner on third. Gardenhire brings the infield in a 1-0 ball game. First pitch, breaking ball, taken first strike. 0-1. Andrus struck out his first time up, and with you, Darvish, on the mound, and you've got your best pitcher in Phil Hughes, runs could be at a premium, so you got to try to cut this one down.
Well, he struck out Andrus on that slow curveball in his first at bat. He starts him off with the slow curveball.
Bouncer back to Hughes. Odor is going to score. The throw to first gets Andrus, but good base running by the youngster, Rougned Odor. Read that one off the bat. Came in to score. No play for Hughes, and it's 2-0 Texas.
Yeah, about the only play Hughes had was to come in and kind of shovel the ball over to Suzuki, but he saw, I believe, right there. Watch Odor. Got a great jump right there at the high, and that ball kind of dead right there. The only play for Hughes is to get the out at first base. Andrus credited with an RBI, his 19th of the year, and it's a 2-0 ball game. See, even Suzuki saying, get the out at first.
Back-to-back innings, a leadoff hit has led to a run for the Rangers. 2 outs now for Carlos Pena. Pena, big swing and a miss, 0-1.
Well, he does swing big, only in his 5th game as a Texas Ranger. Went to spring training with the Angels, ended up getting released in late March, kind of out of baseball. Wanted to try to get back in. The Rangers lost Prince Fielder. They lost Mitch Moreland. They were looking for a first baseman, and Pena ended up signing with him.
Dozier from the outfield grass makes the play, but again another run scores here for the Rangers. It's now 2-0 Texas. Texas, the Rangers lead the Twins, and Fox Sports Supports is proud to collaborate with Stand Up to Cancer, a groundbreaking initiative created to accelerate innovative cancer research that gets new therapies to patients quickly in order to save lives now. For more information, visit foxsportsupports.com. Here in the fourth, Kendrys Morales, Oswaldo Arcia, and Kurt Suzuki against Yu Darvish, and Darvish has a 2-0 lead.
He retired the last 5 Twin batters.
Morales takes the first pitch for a strike.
I told you between the break, I like looking at guys that attack the strike zone. 43 pitches right now for Darvish, only 35 for Phil Hughes in 3 innings. So many times you see the pitch count at 50, 60 pitches already. You wonder why guys can only go 6 innings.
Yeah. Again, it goes back to the whole point, guys getting ahead 0-2 and then nibbling.
It's the first 3 innings are so important in today's game, only because you find out what kind of stuff you have, what the umpire will give you, so many elements that go into the first 3 innings. Now it's settling down, and we'll see Darvish continue to work what he feels has worked for him the first 3 innings and take it into the 4th and beyond.
You said today, you said to me yesterday, it's you would find out what was working for you in those first 3 innings. Why did it take 3 innings? Is it just because that's usually what it takes to get through that first round?
Well, you want
of the
to
order?
see if your fastball is it sinking that day. You'd like to be a computer and be the same every day, but it changes. Is your curveball breaking sharp, or is it just kind of rolling? And what do you have to do? What will that umpire give me? Is he calling my curveball, because I had a pretty good curveball, is he calling it as it crosses the plate or where the catcher catches it? Fastball, will he give me more on the outside or to the inside part of the plate? So many elements that go into the first couple innings of trying to get deep into the ball game.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Morales.
But it all keys off the fastball. You have to stay aggressive with the fastball, and both these guys, Darvish and Hughes, fastball. They control their fastball, then they work in their other pitches, their secondary, third string pitches.
Or for Darvish,
and look at that, he gets stronger as the games go on, as far as the earned run average. So you want to get a good pitcher. I remember Catfish Hunter. You had to get him early.
Pedro Martinez.
Right, exactly. Ferguson, Jenkins, all those guys that had excellent control. If you don't get them early, they've got you. They know now. They know what's working.
Yeah. And if you think about this, the Twins had a chance in the second. They had second and third. And Escobar flew out to center field, and Florimon flew out to center field.
Yeah, there's only so many. I always looked at if I went 9 innings, there's going to be 2 or 3 innings that I'm going to have to really pitch to get out of. And if I just have my good stuff, I'm going to have some 1, 2, 3 innings that'll get me deep into the 7th, 8th inning.
Another 1-2 pitch, misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Darvish making his 15th start. 10 of his 14 starts have been quality starts. In today's game, 6 innings, 3 earned runs or less, which is still a 4.5 ERA.
Right.
But his quality starts are a little different than I think the average guy that says, okay, I did my job. I had a quality start. A quality start is going 9 innings. Nolan Ryan, I know when he was here, he said 6. Come on, give me 7.
On that breaking ball, Morales, the appeal to third base. And James Hoy says he did not go, so it's a 3-2 count. 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
Well, that breaking ball. And see right there, that's what I'm saying. Will the umpire give it to me as it crosses the plate or where the catcher catches it? It's supposed to be where it crosses the plate. That looked like a pretty good pitch. 50 pitches right now for Darvish. 34 strikes.
Payoff pitch, ground ball to first base. Pena will take it to the back himself. 1 away. Time for our first game break. Let's go back to LA and check in with Ryan Field. All right, thanks so much. It's a 2-0 ball game here in Texas. Oswaldo Arcia steps to the plate, who singled his first time up. I don't know about you, but it's still weird for me to think the Astros are in the American League.
Yeah, me too. I look at them, and I think the Texas Rangers, 2 teams in Texas, are looking at the Astros now. If they don't, Texas Rangers don't play a little bit better, the Astros are going to go ahead of them.
Yeah.
Astros are 15 games out. behind the Oakland A's, and Texas comes in to play 13 games behind the Oakland A's, leading the American League Western Division.
The 0-1 to Arcia. Slow breaking ball in the air to center field. Martin going back by the warning track, makes the catch, 2 away. The AL West, the Athletics. Talking about a team that just every year does it. It's amazing, I mean, how they put this team together and what they do. The Angels, a big move by the Angels yesterday in a trade with the Pirates. They get Jason Grilli. They deal Ernesto Frieri. So kind of 2 struggling closers swapping teams.
Yeah, I think it's a good move for both those players. You know, they both, both of them lost their closing roles in their particular city, and I think they'll hopefully reemerge and do well at their new places.
A change of scenery is sometimes good, as we've seen from Phil Hughes with the Twins.
Tell me about it. I was only traded 5 times.
And was each time a good change of scenery?
Oh, yeah. New house. Yeah.
Suzuki struck out his first time up, one of 3 strikeout victims in the game so far.
A club traded me, or just my neighbors wanted me out of the neighborhood.
A 1-0 is Sky to shallow center field. Martin waits for it, makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning work by Darvish. He has certainly settled down. It's 2-0 Texas. Bottom half of the 4th inning, Adrian Beltre, with all the shifts that go on in baseball today. Look at his hits by direction.
Yeah, left center, right center is where he's wanting to hit the ball. What he's really been working on is wanting to go the other way a little bit better, because clubs are pitching him hard in, and then to go with that breaking ball away. Almost like his first at bat. It was pretty good at bat off of Phil Hughes, where he got that slow breaking ball. In last night's ball game, he put the Rangers on the board in the 1st inning off of Kevin Correa on a 3-2 pitch. That's what I'm talking about, taking the ball the other way. He's got tremendous power all over the field. And that's kind of here in Texas, in Arlington, that's always been kind of a channel that the ball kind of flies a little bit better in that area.
Sharply hit up the middle past the diving Dozier. And that's the 2nd hit of the day for Adrian Beltre.
And another one down and away that he's able to keep his hands back in the last second, use those strong hands. Another breaking ball. Look at him just keep those hands back. Almost deja vu of his first base hit. Kind of leaning in. He knows it's a slow breaking ball. Okay, slow up the hands, but then speed him up right there. And a ball right back up the middle. Continues to swing a hot bat.
Leadoff singles have come around to score the last 2 times for the Rangers. Johnny Murphy takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Murphy struck out his first time up. One of the 3 strikeout victims thus far for Phil Hughes.
Yeah, Murphy in his first season with the Rangers. Last year with the Chicago Cubs.
Going outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Murphy, 31 years old, a utility type player. He can play all over the field for Ron Washington. Originally signed by the Kansas City Royals back in 2002 out of Southern California. Orange Coast Junior College. Stomping ground right around Santa Ana, California.
Phil Hughes from that area of California.
Well, look at Beltre right there. I mean, look at. There are certain hitters that seems like every time they make contact, they get the barrel of the bat on the ball. Vladimir Guerrero always comes to mind, no matter where the pitch was.
Hopping off the dirt.
Oh, yeah. Tony Oliva was that way for the Twins.
Three balls and a strike here to Murphy. Phil Hughes in danger of doing something he hasn't really done much this year, and that's walk a batter. As you said, just 9 walks total on the season. Beltre takes off from first, the throw down, and he is caught stealing. 2-4 for the first out.
I think with a 2-0 lead, with the fastball situation, with the fastball pitcher out there, that Ron Washington thought for sure that Murphy was going to make contact with this fastball. So that's why you send Beltre. Beltre right there, he's a dead duck out at second base. But I think a little hit and run was put on right there.
And then Murphy chases that ball, so Phil Hughes comes back from being behind in the count 3-1. Gets a caught stealing and now a strikeout, and they're 2 away.
His third of the ball game, getting Donnie Murphy for the second time.
2 away now.
Those are little things you can do too when you have a lead. You know, try to, you know, Murphy's going to get a fastball, which he got. He swung through it. But what you do with a hit and run, one of the middle infielders is going to move, and then kind of leave their position. Right, leave a big hole open, but Murphy did not make contact.
Leonis Martin struck out his first time up. Ground ball up the middle, almost the same location that Beltre picked up his hit. A 2-out single for Martin. Extraordinary moments happen every night in baseball, but on one night they all happen in one place. Don't miss the 85th All-Star Game, Tuesday, July 15th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Fox. How many All-Star games did you participate in?
I was in 2. Every 12 years I made it. I had to pitch again until 97. My 1993 and 1985, so every 12 years, and I couldn't make it to 97.
Slacker. Where's the perseverance?
I know. My heart was in it. My body said, stop. Martin at first base, 17 stolen bases. Very good lead.
Jimenez takes the pitch for a strike. Jimenez had that RBI double to straightaway center field his first time up. That scored Beltre.
And remember, he jumped on the first fastball. That was a little cutter right there that Hughes threw to get strike 1.
Breaking ball in there, first strike, 0-2.
Benji Molina, the first base coach, helping Martin get the signs from Gary Pettis over at third, who looks like he could still play center field. How'd he get so lucky?
0-2. Pop up, second base. Dozier's there, and that'll do it here in the 4th.
He must work out.
Here in Texas on a Saturday afternoon, the Rangers lead the Twins 2-0 with 2 aces going on the hill, Hughes and Darvish. So far in the second, an RBI double by Chris Jimenez scored. Adrian Beltre gave Texas the 1-0 lead. Yu Darvish has settled down. He has retired 8 men in a row. And the Rangers added another run as Rougned Odor scored on the fielder's choice by Elvis Andrus. It's 2-0 as we go to the 5th inning here at Globe Life Park in Arlington.
Yeah, 55 pitches for Darvish, 38 strikes, 8 first pitch strikes of the 15 batters he's faced.
Darvish really has settled in as he'll face the bottom third of the order: Parmelee, Escobar, and Flormont. And the first pitch misses low and inside for ball 1. Parmelee singled his first time up. Now has an 8-game hitting streak. Fouls it back. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Darvish making his 76th major league start. He has 36 wins, 22 losses, an ERA just over 3. 1 complete game that came 3 starts ago. A shutout over the Miami Marlins, a 6-hit shutout.
Up high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Adrian Beltre playing well off the line at third base. Which
all these scouting reports that they have today, we talked to Ron Gardenhire about that. He's got a stack full of how do you pitch this guy, where do you play him.
On the outside corner, good pitch, 2-2. But does that mean that the hitter is going to pull the ball because it's not an exaggerated shift the rest of the infield, or is it just the way that Darvish is going to pitch him? You're not going to see the fastballs outside.
They have so many scouting reports on Chris Parmelee that how many times has he hit a ball down the third base line? So hey, when he hits the ball the other way, he'll shoot it toward between third and short, and that's why Beltre moved over.
A backdoor breaking ball called, strike 3. Parmelee goes down looking, didn't like the call. That's strikeout number 4 for Darvish.
The first called strike out for Darvish.
I can see why he wasn't happy about it. Although notice, anybody out there, how the pitcher was really quiet on that?
But did you notice that pitch to Morales that I thought was a strike that was called a ball? So that tells me the umpire will give me more away right now than maybe he will in. So that's the adjustment you have to make.
Escobar, watch out. The bat goes flying.
That is a great bat toss.
It really is. I mean, that's over a 100-foot toss.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I could do that if I tried.
When I first came up, Tony Olivo could do a bat toss, like that. What's nice is he kept this on the playing field. A lot of times you'll see the guy lose the bat, but it'll go into the stands.
We have phantom cam on that one.
That's awesome. Look at this. Watch. I guess that's called getting the hands out and the barrel of a bat.
Dropping the head right there. Man.
And the bat was foul.
Oh, that wasn't fair of Darvish. 66-mile-per-hour pitch, 0-2 to Eduardo Escobar.
He's starting to get into it. The first 3 innings, what's working? What can I do? Now all of a sudden, where's that come from? Where's that big slow curveball come from? He's thrown some, but not one as slow as that one.
On outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Then he teases you. He's ahead in the count. He teases you with a little pitch down and away.
Does he come back with a breaking ball again?
Well, that's up to him, Justin. I can't, I'm not in his mind.
He did it.
He did. See? That's the fun part. We can sit here and second guess the heck out of everything. This is awesome up here. How to pitch? How would you pitch this guy? Well, after I gave up a home run and he hung the curveball, I would not throw him another hanging curveball.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Escobar.
Many times on the mound, I talked to myself and said, why did I throw that?
Fastball gets Escobar to chase it. Back-to-back strikeouts. And that's 5 now on the day for Darvish.
What was bad as I answered myself. Darvish settling in nicely. He's now retired 10 in a row. Only 2 ground ball outs so far off the Twins bats against Darvish. 7 fly ball outs, now 5 strikeouts. Both ground ball outs to Pena at first off the bat of Arcia. Excuse me, off Morales.
Pedro Flormon flew out to center field his first time up. Squared around the bunt. Pulled it back. Takes the pitch for a ball.
That's what the Twins would like to see Flormon do a little more of. Of course, he's struggling as you see the batting average, but you know, he has bunted a couple times this year and has taken the ball with him, say toward first base. Pena, you can get it by the pitcher, utilize his speed, and that kind of leaves first base open.
1 ball, 1 strike. We talk about Darvish settling down. 3 of the first 7 batters from Minnesota were able to get a hit off of Darvish. They are 0 for the last 10. Fastball is outside. And it's 2 balls and a strike. It looks like from watching Darvish in this game and over the year, when he first came in to Major League Baseball, people talked about his fastball, how he can get it up 96, 97 or so. He's very comfortable throwing 87 and 91 now.
He's pitching. Yep. You don't have to throw every. I think a lot of young pitchers come up today and they have the miles per hour showing here at every ballpark, how fast every pitch is. Don't have to throw 95, 96. And, you know, we talked a little bit yesterday when we got together on the golf course just about why are there so many Tommy John surgeries? Too many guys are throwing way too hard nowadays. And kids, put the ball down for a while. First walk of the ball game for Darvish.
And if you're Darvish right there, you know, you could tell he's mad at himself because you walk the 9-hole hitter who's hitting 092. I mean, that's one guy that you just want to attack.
As a pitcher, believe me, he feels bad right now. He should. That's like walking the pitcher. Yeah. When you see somebody's batting average like that with 2 outs, challenging, and you just lost it right there. Maybe the concentration left them a little bit, but there's still 2 outs here now with the speedy Flormon at first.
Fold takes the first pitch, first strike. Sam Fold is 0 for 2, a fly out to center, and a strikeout his last time up. If I were Ron Gardenhire and Flormon, I'd take a chance, send him. 2 outs in the inning, your leadoff man up.
Right. Flormon has 6 stolen bases in 6 attempts.
Not going. Fold can't hang up on that pitch. And that was just nasty. The amount of movement that Darvish gets on that ball is crazy.
Looks like a fastball, then it just darts down. Look at the tight spin right there. Fold unable to hold up. Now you still might send him. Runners are 8 for 8 in stolen base success rate against Darvish on the mound.
Fans starting to chant "you" here in Texas. Flormon not going. The fastball in the outside corner called strike 3. Darvish strikes out the side here in the 5th around the walk. First, it's Parmalee looking. Escobar chases the fastball. And Sam Fold goes down looking at the fastball. The first pitch to Michael Choice, a breaking ball taken for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Choice. It's 2-0 here. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Rangers on top of the Twins. Justin Kutcher alongside Burt Blyleven. And the fastball's in there. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, pitch number 50 and 51 for Phil Hughes starting the 5th inning here. So his pitch count outstanding.
1-1 fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Michael Choice getting traded over from the Oakland A's over the winter for outfielder Greg Gentry. A September call out last year. Choice for the A's.
1-2 ground ball to third. Escobar. Easy play. 1 away. Time for a game break. Let's go back to LA and Ryan Field. All right, thanks so much. How about the Tampa Bay Rays?
Yeah, they have really struggled.
It's amazing to think that Milwaukee picked up their 50th win last night, while the Rays have 49 losses on the year. Rougned Odor takes the first pitch up and in. And now, if you're a baseball fan, you're looking at Tampa Bay, you're thinking, all right, when do they trade David Price? Who do they trade him to? And what do they get for him?
Yeah, it's that time of the year that you start thinking, clubs do what if we add a David Price, is that going to get us to that next level? Is it going to get us into postseason? He could do that for a lot of ball clubs that are still in the race.
2 balls, no strikes here to Odor. Odor down the right field line, and that's looking foul. 2-1. Hey, nice catch.
That's why you bring your glove.
Especially if you're sitting that close to the railing, you have to bring your glove.
Ball hooking foul. Oh, reaches up.
First baseman, used to some wild throws. To left field, coming in, Parmalee. And there are 2 away here in the inning. So we mentioned the Milwaukee Brewers.
Great
They
story.
picked up their 50th win. How about the A's? They have the highest winning percentage in all of baseball. The Giants, even losing 13 of the last 17, they're still up there.
Yeah, they've kind of let the Dodgers back into their area. You know, the Dodgers coming in today's play only 2 games behind the Giants. And the Tigers, they should win the Central Division. They went through a cold spell as Kansas City passed them as kind of like maybe a wake-up call for them, you know, and now they're starting to play a lot better. And the Royals have kind of taken a dive.
1 ball, no strikes here to Chu, 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts.
I always say baseball season like a roller coaster ride. You know, you go up, and hopefully, and then you know here comes back down again.
But you hope it's one of those short ones.
Yeah. You don't want that long one. But you know, Royals had that one that kept going, a 10-game winning streak.
Chu rips a single to center field. A 2-out base hit for the Rangers. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit MLB.com for details. And one of the best parts about that MLB.TV, especially with what's happened recently, I mean, with Clayton Kershaw throwing the no-hitter, with Tim Lincecum throwing the no-hitter, you can just log on, watch those games live from wherever you are. It's pretty cool. Andrews to third. Escobar goes a short way to second for the out, and that'll do it. No runs on a hit. 1 man left on. We've played 5. It's 2-0 Texas. Now that was some dramatic music.
Yes.
2-0. Texas leads Minnesota as we go to the 6th. Brian Dozier, Joe Mauer, Kendrys Morales against Yu Darvish. Darvish 6 strikeouts through 5 innings. Just 1 walk.
Yeah, Twins were shut out last night until the 9th inning by Nick Tepesch in the bullpen. Tepesch went 7 very good innings, allowed no runs. Then the Twins rallied, came back, but came up a little bit too short as they lost 5-4.
Did most of their damage against Joakim Soria, the very good closer for the Rangers. Dozier chased the high fastball. No balls and 2 strikes. Dozier's 0 for 2. A fly out to left and a strikeout his last time up.
That's a tough pitch to lay off of, especially as aggressive as Dozier is. You know, that high fastball. If you leave it in a little bit, he's hit some home runs on that high fastball where he can open up. But Darvish, it's almost a riding type high fastball, almost like Phil Hughes here also.
Going outside. What do you think about Darvish pitching from the stretch the entire time?
Whatever it is to get you to the balance point, you do it. You know, sometimes you start to rock back, sometimes you get off balance, but he likes to stretch position because he's going to basically bring up that left knee, allow his arm to catch up to his body by staying over the pitching rubber a little bit right there, and then explode toward home plate.
A ground ball to third. Nice adjustment by Beltre. 1 away here in the 6th. Tonight it's baseball night in America on Fox as David Ortiz and the defending World Series champion Red Sox battle Derek Jeter and the Yankees, where Yadier Molina and the Cardinals take on Yasiel Puig and the Dodgers. The Braves square off against the Phillies. The Nationals take on the Cubs. Our MLB doubleheader continues at 7 p.m. Eastern over on Fox.
You know, you talk to hitters about hitting. What do they talk about? Balance. You know, then lean back, put more weight maybe on one leg, to when that ball comes they can generate that power off of their quick hands. Same thing as pitching. Darvish getting to that balance point, almost a little hesitation, and then explodes toward home plate. They put that pitching rubber out there for a reason, and that's to put your foot into that pitching rubber, that little hole in front, and then drive off. You see that back foot, how he kind of brings that through.
No balls, 1 strike to Mauer, 1 for 2, a single and a pop out to short.
It's almost like a running block, you know. You see a speedster.
Yep.
Where they use that foot, and that's that first step that gets them going. And the foundation you have to have, the strong legs you have to be able to last as long. Say, you know, any pitcher that pitches a long time, you have to be very strong from your waist down. And a good hitter, the same thing.
I thought it was interesting reading about Joe Mauer. He's talking about, you know, the strength waist down. You see the waist down for Darvish, but he said, you know, it's been an adjustment because when he was catching, his legs were stronger. He was squatting all the time, and now playing first base, he doesn't have that same base that he had before.
I mean, that could be what he's going through right now. You know, the average down. Of course, everybody expects Joe to hit 300, and he probably will end the season with that. And Joe's going to argue that call right there. He's saying that breaking ball went around the plate. What was it, Escobar? No, Parmalee took call strike 3. So Bill Welke definitely giving that curveball on the outer half of the plate, calling it a strike.
The 2-2 from Darvish. And he gets Mauer swinging. Jimenez able to hang on to it before it hit the ground.
And strikeout number 7 for Darvish. A little cutter, like a slider. And Joe did not make contact, and then Jimenez tagged him for the out.
2 away now for Morales, who's kept his first base counterpart busy. Carlos Pena grounding out to him twice. I think this signing by the Twins caught a lot of people by surprise. When all of a sudden everyone knew that the draft was over and Morales, you wouldn't have to give any compensation for him. Texas was a team that was potentially looking at him. The Yankees were a team that was potentially looking at him. And all of a sudden, here comes Minnesota to sign him. And well,
Minnesota signed him like on Saturday,
yeah,
June 7th, I believe. And then Mitch Moreland went down on Sunday.
Yep.
So Rangers kind of missed by a day or two. But Morales wants to play. He wants to play first base. Twins already have Joe Mauer.
That's what makes it so puzzling on all the different fronts, no matter where you look at it, from Minnesota's perspective and from Morales' perspective. Slow curveball, pulled to second base. Odor is there. And a 1-2-3 inning work by Darvish. It's 2-0 Texas through 5.5. Six hits and no errors for the Rangers here in the bottom of the sixth. 3-4-5. Pena, Beltre, Murphy against Phil Hughes. The shift is on for Carlos Pena. Breaking ball misses outside for ball one.
Yeah, Darvish out pitching Hughes so far this afternoon, but Hughes has kept the club in the game. That's what you want to do as a starter. He's only allowed 2 runs, 6 hits. He's been the Twins' most consistent starter this year. And he's had very good career numbers against the Rangers.
Line drive to center field. Fold can't handle it. Pena is on at first. You can see that ball. I don't know if it was knuckling or not, but it was giving Fold problems right off the bat.
You know, he had a ball hit to him yesterday and during the night game that did almost the same thing. The wind kind of howls through here. Sometimes it comes out like a knuckleball. And this ball hit sharply off the bat of Pena. And this might have had a little bit of top spin on it. And Fold may have lost it a little bit. Looked like it got to him a lot quicker than he anticipated.
Oh, off the bare hand.
Yeah, ouch. Lucky he had that hand open.
Line drive by Beltre down the left field line. Pena heading for third. Parmley's throw is up the line. They tag him and they got him. Escobar applying the tag. And let's see if Ron Washington's going to come out and argue this. And maybe ask for a replay.
Well, James Hoy right on top of it. It looks like Wash is going to stay in the dugout. But a great play by Parmley hustling over there. And watch Escobar right here getting the ball and maybe tagging him on the back. That's not going to be the best angle right there. This will give us a good angle. Did he get his jersey? James Hoy said he did. And that's all that matters.
So one away. It's 7-5 on the putout. A double for Beltre.
Every angle we have,
I don't know.
hard to tell.
And that's another reason why you can't go out and ask for a replay, because you're not going to get definitive evidence there that shows that he was out or safe. Murphy takes the pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. It was the 18th double of the year for Beltre, who's now 3 for 3 on the day.
And he came into this ball game 3rd in the American League at hitting at 325.
One ball and 2 strikes. If you had one third baseman to pick in baseball, who would it be? Would it be Beltre?
Right now, yes. I mean, he's 4-time Gold Glove winner. You know, he's just consistent. Kind of like Donaldson over with the Oakland A's too. He's made himself into a very good third baseman, former catcher. And Murphy strikes out for the 3rd time. Big out for Hughes with Beltre at second.
Time now for a look at the Geico in-game box score, and you see Beltre 3 for 3 has done some damage. Jimenez had the RBI double. Odor has scored. Pena is 0 for 3, but he did reach on that error by Sam Fuld. It was ruled an error.
I like what Odor has done today. You know, he got a base hit, jumped on that first pitch, base hit, then stole a base and kind of set up that run they scored in the 3rd inning.
Leonis Martin fouls the first pitch back. You know, with all the injuries for this Rangers team, what it is doing is giving these young players a chance to play and play every day. And if you're one of these young guys, you want to take advantage of the opportunity. One ball and 1 strike. Rougned Odor getting time. Sardinas getting time. Both guys 20 years old.
Odor. Both of them coming from Double-A. Sardinas actually 21. He turned 21 on May 16th. Both of them from Venezuela. Pretty nice combo if they can stay together. That's what they were doing in Double-A. You know, short and second. I always think of Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell, how long they were together. You know, those great teams they had in Detroit.
2 balls and a strike here to Martin. Line drive left field. Parmalee coming in, makes the catch, and that'll do it here in the 6th. No runs on the hit, an error, 1 man left on. It's 2-0 Texas. Arlington 2-0. Rangers lead the Twins, top of the 7th inning. And what's amazing for these Texas Rangers is look at their record when leading after 6 innings. And I guess part of that is because their starters haven't gone very far this year, and so the bullpen's been overused. The Twins a very good record, but you think about the Rangers, and last night Soria pitched in a non-save situation, threw 32 pitches, and obviously you're hoping Darvish, can maybe go the distance, but if not, do you bring back Soria, who worked 32 pitches last night?
Well, that's a good question. That's one thing that Ron Gardenhire and Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, there's Soria right there, starting to get that arm loose a little bit.
Arcia takes the first pitch down low for ball 1. Oswaldo Arcia singled his first time up, and then flew out to center field his last time up. .86 pitches on the day so far for Darvish.
That's why I wish that 100 pitch count they had, whoever came up with it, whoever they are, wish they'd said 120.
You and me both.
Darvish threw that complete game shutout against Miami, 117 pitches. I believe if you throw over 120 pitches in a game, you're probably not. You're going to give up probably 3-4 runs, maybe pitch deep into the ball game, but usually you can do what you need to do between 90 and 120 to get deep into the ball game, 8th or 9th inning. But every now, and Darvish himself may be looking up and saying, "Oh, 88, I might have one more good inning," and then all of a sudden it becomes more of a mindset than has there been an inning yet that he's been under duress? Maybe the 2nd inning. That's it. Twins have not had a hit since the 2nd inning.
And now he strikes out Arcia for the 8th strikeout of the day.
Twice this year he has struck out 12 in a ball game. Here this afternoon, it seemed like maybe the first couple innings that we were told he needed to find out what was working. Well, he found it. He has not given up a hit since Parmelee's base hit in the 2nd inning. He now has 8 strikeouts, and he's hitting his spots.
One away now for Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki is 0 for 2. A strikeout and a fly out to center.
Sometimes you look, Justin, in innings under duress. If it's a 20-plus inning, like Soria,
right.
32 pitches, but not really that bad. I mean, look, a couple 18-pitch innings. That's it. In the 5th inning, I believe he struck out the side.
Darvish, at one point, threw 128 pitches in one game, and the media, social media, and everyone just blasted Ron Washington for it. And everyone's saying, how can you let this guy you've invested so much money throw 128 pitches? A ground ball to third, quickly 2 away.
These are people
here
that have never been out on the mound. They don't know.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Extraordinary moments happen every night in baseball, but on one night they all happen in one place. Don't miss the 85th All-Star Game Tuesday, July 15th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern at 4:30 Pacific on Fox.
I wish they had the 100 pitch count limit when Nolan Ryan pitched, because then he probably would have only averaged about 4 innings. Because he didn't get loose till about 100, and that's usually about after 5, because he struck out, everybody, and he walked everybody.
Right.
So, and I think he had a pretty good career.
Lasted a
like 25
time.
years, yeah. 26.
Parmelee, a fair ball inside the bag. He is the one with the last hit. Now he's going to think about second and hold up at first base, a 2-out single. So Parmelee had the last hit. That came back in the 2nd. Now he has a hit here in the 7th. So I guess, you know what? Darvish is at 92 pitches. You may want to think about pulling him.
I wonder if this ball hit the bag. That ball pulled right there. Does it maybe skim off the bag and then squirt down that right field line? Paul Neigert, the first base umpire, called it fair. 2nd hit for Parmelee, and he continues to swing a hot bat.
2-out single, and Eduardo Escobar at the plate.
Four hits for the Twins, all singles.
And And the pitch is in there for a strike. And you talked about whoever came up with that 100 pitch limit. You know, with all the research, baseball has always been a sport of numbers, but I almost think we've gone too far with the numbers.
I agree wholeheartedly. You know, the shifts are good. Like right now, you can see Chu in left field really guarding that line. He feels with Darvish, if he's going to hit anything off of Darvish that way, he's going to kind of pull it down that left field line. And not playing very deep.
One ball, one strike to Escobar.
But I'm also from the old school. You know, this new technology, I don't quite understand.
But the old school that you're from, how many complete games did you have?
Only 242.
See, if you were from the new school, maybe you could have gotten a 243.
That's true.
No, I mean, but you get to 242 complete games, right? You pitched every 4 days. And how many times were you on the DL?
Up until the strikes of 81 and 90, none.
Okay. And they paid you less than they pay players now, but they got more out of you.
Yeah. You know, we talked a little bit about why the Tommy John and stuff like that, and I do want to send a message to all the young kids out there. Play other sports. Just do not just concentrate on one sport when you're 10 to 13 years old. Play other sports. Play basketball, play football, run cross country. Cross country helped me a lot. It built my leg strength in high school. So swim, you know, swimming's good for you. I swim almost every morning. If I don't drown, I'm right back in there again.
1-2, and Escobar goes down swinging. 9
so who's
strikeouts.
That? Shamu
On the
in
day
the pool.
for you, Darvish. Time now for a news break. Here's Julie Stewart-Binks from LA. Game summary. Parmalee has the last 2 hits off of you, Darvish, for Minnesota, but Darvish has been great. Retired 17 of the last 19 batters he has faced. Adrian Beltre continues to swing that hot bat for Texas, and Phil Hughes, you know, you can't ask for much more from him.
Now he's done exactly what the Twins wanted, a quality start again here tonight, and now he's out for his 7th inning of work. Change of scenery has been good for Phil Hughes, who came into the ballgame saying, hey, over the last 12 starts, I mean, he has been outstanding. 8-2 with an ERA at 2.69 coming into this ballgame, making his 148th major league start, his 198th game.
And Phil Hughes, what a difference a change of scenery makes. Last year with the Yankees, struggled mightily.
Yeah, you know what, you talked to Phil, and he had that back issue, too, that flared up from time to time, but right now he's healthy. In 2010, he was an 18-game winner for the Yankees. Then he had an off year. In 2012, he won 16 ball games. He had an off year last year, and the Twins are hoping he can get back to where he was in 2010 and 12. And so far, so good. 8-3 coming into this ball game.
Chris Jimenez will lead things off, had the RBI double back in the second, but Phil Hughes, you know, he came up, he was a first-round pick of the Yankees. He made his major league debut against the Toronto Blue Jays at home in his second start, which was here in Texas. He had a no-hitter going through 6 1/3. Hamstring, groin issues, and he had to get pulled out of that game.
Yep.
But then the next year, the Yankees had really high hopes for Hughes, Ian Kennedy, Jabba Chamberlain. None of those guys panned out in the starting rotation. In 2009, he went to the bullpen. And that year, he said, for the first time in my life, I just was allowed to air it out. And I just started throwing my fastball, fastball, fastball until somebody would hit it. And nobody was hitting. And he said that kind of gave me confidence in the next year in 2010, the year you talked about. He said, I just went out there and threw the fastball and threw the cutter. And he said, I'm back to doing that again this year. I got away from it, but I'm back to doing that again.
Yeah, hitters would say he's sneaky fast. That ball gets up on you in a hurry a lot quicker than you anticipate. And the success that Hughes has had right here is very, very good for the Twins, because they have been looking for an ace over the last 3+ years because of the inconsistency of some of the guys that they went out and tried to get. Kevin Correa just hasn't panned out. Ricky Nolasco, they signed him to a big 4-year contract, and he has not been very consistent at all.
And now a curveball for a strikeout for Hughes. That's 6. And let's hear from Phil Hughes about that change of scenery, what it's meant to him.
I felt like both sides just kind of felt like it was the right thing just to go in separate directions. And you know, it's difficult sometimes because it was all I had known since, you know, being a 17-year-old and being drafted into that organization. And after 10 years of, you know, the minor leagues, major leagues, it was definitely difficult. But I just felt like, you know, a change of scenery for me would be the best thing. And you know, so far so good here in Minnesota.
So far, so good. I mean, he's a borderline all-star right now.
Yeah, he really is. That's why I think the Twins were hoping, you know, maybe they could get some runs off of Darvish here today, but that is not going to happen. So as a pitcher, you do exactly what you're asked to, and that's keep your glove in the game.
No balls and 2 strikes to Michael Choice. A ground out to short and a ground out to third in this ball game. Breaking ball in the dirt. He had a game Hughes did this year against San Diego where I was told he threw only 4 curveballs the entire game. Yeah, everything else was fastball cutter.
Fastball cutter, you know, of course, you think about the cutter. Who did he get a chance to talk to?
In that bullpen that year?
Rivera about just, hey, how do you hold that? Now, I've talked to him about it. He'll the base hit up the middle. Choice gets a base hit, his first hit. You get to talk to him, but he says, you know, I looked at his grip, but there's only one Rivera. There are the grips right there. The 4-seam fastball, top left of your screen. Then the 2-seamer. That has some sink to it. How he throws the cutter, almost like a slider. The changeup, which he says he doesn't throw that often. And then the curveball, he actually learned it. You can see the finger up on that seam from Mike Mussina when they were teammates in New York.
Michael Choice with that 1-out single brings up Rougned Odor. Singled and scored back in the third. Line drive to second. Dozier to first. And a double play. A 4-3 double play to end the inning. So Hughes gets some help from his defense. And we're now through 7 here in Texas. It's 2-0. Rangers over the Twins in this pitcher's duel of Hughes and Darvish. It's baseball night in America on Fox as David Ortiz, the defending World Series champion Red Sox, take on Derek Jeter on the Yankees. Yadier Molina and the Cardinals battle Yasiel Puig and the Dodgers. The Braves square off against the Phillies. The Nationals take on the Cubs. It's all part of our MLB doubleheader, which continues at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Going to have a pinch hitter here in place of Pedro Flormon. Jorge Polanco, the youngster called up from Single A, will pinch hit here against Yu Darvish. Polanco had a triple last night.
Yeah, for his first major league hit, just getting called up from Single A Fort Myers, the high Class A affiliate for the Minnesota Twins down in Fort Myers, Florida.
You love seeing those numbers. 500. That's my batting average. And then he gets to face Yu Darvish.
Well, he faced Soria last night, you know, and Soria was ahead in the count 0-2. Tried to come in with a fastball, left it out over the plate a little bit, lined it down that right field line for a 2-run triple.
Neil Kotz warming up in the pen for the Rangers. And quickly it's 2 balls and no strikes here to Polanco.
This is as a starter. Okay, he's at 98 pitches. This is where if you don't look back and say, okay, you know, 120, I got one more inning in me.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it becomes a mental thing that, I'm going to go over 100. And that might be what Darvish is thinking about right here. I don't know, but you know, all of a sudden he's close to it. Now he's at 100 pitches. Is he done? And maybe in his mind, yeah, I've done my job. You know, I'm right at 100.
3 balls and no strikes.
He's walked 1, and that was Flormon in the 5th inning.
4's in the fastball there. 3-1.
Jorge Polanco, just 20 years old, as we mentioned, from the Dominican Republic, signed by the Twins in 2009 as a 16-year-old, a day after his 16th birthday.
3 balls and 2 strikes. So that would be a pretty good birthday present.
Well, for anybody down at Dominican,
yeah,
you sign a professional contract. That's special. Those kids from the Dominican, Venezuela, they come over to the United States and they have that inner drive to want to compete and do really well, because they not only can make success here, they can also make success for their family in their homeland.
3-2 breaking ball called. Strike 3. Gets him with a backdoor breaking ball for strikeout number 10.
Well, I'm sure at Fort Myers in Single A, he probably had not seen too many pitches like this 3-2 pitch. You're looking fastball. And the breaking ball again, outer half of the plate. Deja vu on Parmalee, on Mauer, and now here. So I'll tell you what, Bill Welke has been consistent with calling that curveball outer half of the plate.
The 5th 10 strikeout game of the season for Yu Darvish. Back to the top of the order, and Fuld takes the first pitch for a strike. Sam Fuld is 0 for 3. A fly out and 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging and 1 looking. Up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Now you talk about the pitch count now at 105. Last year I was doing a game with Tom Verducci, and he would tell a story of back with Leo Mazzoni in the Atlanta Braves with the big 3 of Maddox, Glavine, and Smoltz.
Yeah.
They didn't have the pitch count anywhere in the stadium. Right. So the only person who knew the amount of pitches was Mazzoni. He had the counter. And the guys would come in, they'd say, hey, what am I at? And he'd go, 83. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Meanwhile, they're at like 97. But they all thought, all right, yeah, right. I'm doing all right.
That's the mental part of the game. There used to be the hitters let you know when you were done.
The 1-2. Ground ball, nice play by Darvish. Gets back to his feet, 2 away.
Well, he's pitched a lot better here at home than he has on the road. And really, I mean a lot, but 2.12 ERA in 7 starts. And see Darvish feeling his position, getting the second out here in the 8th inning. On the road, 3.18 ERA. So that's not bad either. Just a good pitcher.
The King play of the day brought to you by Burger King. Yu Darvish, 10 strikeouts. And that play right there. Dozier fouls the first pitch off. 25th career 10 strikeout game. Nolan Ryan has the franchise record with 34. And that's kind of appropriate that he has 34 and he wore number 34.
Yeah. But you think that is what would you say, 25?
Yeah.
In 76 starts.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. My California math says every third time out he's going to have a 10 strikeout game.
I tell you, your California math is pretty impressive.
Isn't that awesome? I'm very proud of that California math. All 13 years I took it.
No balls and 2 strikes here to Dozier.
Those 5 years in high school were my best 5 years ever.
How old were you when you made your debut?
I was only 19. And you know what? I look at now, between my wife Gail and I, we have 6 children, and when they turn 19, it's like there's no way I was in the big leagues at 19. Not the way that my kids were. I hope they're listening.
I mean, how about, Bob Feller when he was pitching, when he was still in high school? In high school. I think it'd be great
So
to make
Joe
one
Nuxall came up at 16 years old, I believe. Some things you just can't imagine. I was lucky. At 19, I came up with Jim Cott, Jim Perry, Louis Gion, Dave Boswell.
A pop-up foul territory. Pena coming in, calls for it, makes the catch, and Darvish has worked through 8. 2-0. Rangers lead the Twins.
Ron Peronowski, Stan Williams.
Two 2-0 bottom half of the 8th inning. Rangers lead the Twins. Phil Hughes out there for the 8th. And the first pitch to Chu was lined to center field for a base hit. Back-to-back hits for Chu now.
Yeah, Chu picked up 3 hits in last night's ball game against the Twins.
Fans, follow every game with MLB.com at-bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replays, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and more. Download on the App Store or visit MLB.com today. Jorge Polanco stays in at shortstop for the Twins. Andrews. You wonder now if Andrews comes up and tries to bunt Chu over to second.
They'd like to get that little insurance run if they can. Saw Polanco kind of put his glove in his face and then kind of looked over at Dozier with an open mouth. That kind of tells you what sign is coming, what pitch is. That's how middle infielders communicate right there. A lot of times if it's an open mouth means that I will cover. If it's a fastball, say, away, that Polanco will cover second. And if it's closed mouth, maybe it's a breaking ball, so it'll be Dozier who covers second in case Chu tries to steal.
Down low, 1-1 strike.
And then sometimes it's what pitch is coming through.
I always love now with all these shifts when you have everyone on one side of the bag and they still turn to each other like, really? I wonder who's covering. Gary Pettis had a brief meeting with Andrews.
Andrews does have 5 sacrifices. Maybe throw over, see if Andrews shows early if he's going to square around the bunt.
Still just 84 pitches for Phil Hughes. Andrews shows bunt, pulls it back as the fastball misses outside. 2-1. You know, it's pretty incredible if you think about for Phil Hughes. His last start was against the White Sox. 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 1, struck out 4.
And got the win.
He got the win.
Right.
And then his previous start at Boston, he went 8 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and he got the loss.
Right.
And now he's in the 8th inning here, and he's trailing 2-0.
The game's not fair.
No.
I'm telling you. I mean, you can lose a ball game 1-0, and you can win where you give up, 10-9, and you give up 6 runs, you win.
And that, my friends, is why sabermetricians will say wins and losses don't matter.
Well, they do to 24 other players, including the pitcher. That's 25. Your job is to win a ball game, but also, like Hughes is doing, keep your club in the game for a chance to win.
Right. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Andrews.
Casey Fiend and also Caleb Thielbar, the left-hander, getting up in the bullpen. That would make Fiend the right-hander. See if Chu takes off here.
He does, and it's a ground ball to the vacated hole on the right side. Chu will go to third, first, and third. Nobody out. A good piece of hitting right there by Elvis Andrews on a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, 3-2 pitch. Infielders usually will hold their ground a little bit more, but Dozier really took off to the bag early and didn't really have time to react to it. Almost like a hit and run. You see how quick Dozier's going to cover the bag. And Andrews just shoots that ball into right field, right where he was standing. So Andrews picks up his first hit, and runners onto corners with nobody out.
Darvish wouldn't mind another run as he's trying to pick up his 8th win of the year. And Gardenhire was on the top step trying to tell Jorge Polanco, hey, look, you got to come in right now. And this is what he was talking to us about. Do you go for 2 or do you get the play at the plate? And he's saying, hey, we got to cut down this run. And the first pitch to Payne is a strike, and that's just a young player, inexperience. You almost wonder, you get called up from high A ball, and are you just still in awe that here I am out in the field and thinking, oh my gosh, looking around and almost forget about the situation.
Yeah, you're right, and that's what Polanco's going to have to go through. Hughes needs a strikeout here.
Breaking ball to second. Dozier. He's got Chu in a rundown.
Run at him there, and you give it.
Escobar gives it off to Suzuki. Now Chu is going to be tagged out, but a good job staying in that rundown, letting both Andrews and Pena move up the extra bases. So Andrews to third, Pena to second, and just 1 out.
Poorly executed right there by the Twins. Poorly executed. Dozier did the right thing, but he's got to run at him a little bit more to make Chu get back to the bag. Now he's showing Chu's kind of Okay, now you saw how quick that ball went to him. Suzuki, by the time he got the ball from Escobar, both runners advanced.
A 4-5-2 fielder's choice, and now Beltre will be walked intentionally. The guy's 3 for 3, one of the hottest hitters in baseball.
Yeah.
You can't take a chance here. Not just that, you set up the potential for an inning double play.
And Donnie Murphy on deck. He has struck out already 3 times against Phil Hughes. Which, to be honest with you, I hated to face that guy. I struck out 3 times already. Because you know he's mad.
So bases are loaded. Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball, presents the walk-off. Great walk-offs are waiting at foxsports.com/Budweiser. Grab some buds. Well, Donnie Murphy, he could be mad, but he's not going to get a chance to hit here.
He's madder now because he doesn't get a chance to hit.
The pinch hitter will be Luis Sardinas. Sardinas going to pinch hit for Murphy here with the bases loaded. And out to the mound came pitching coach Rick Anderson. Is that just a scouting report here on Sardinas?
No, Sardinas, they know all about him. This just maybe just talk to their middle infielder what they're going to do. Here, of course, the ball hit back to Hughes. He's going to go home with it. Middle infielders, let's see, they're going to play about halfway again. Sardinas, just 21 years old, pretty quick out of that batter's box. Probably a tough guy to double up. He started at third last night in last night's ball game. Went 1 for 3, an RBI double in the 5th inning.
Texas is 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position today. Sardinas' first pitch swinging fouls it back. What kind of pitch are you looking to make if you're Hughes right now? Are you trying to get a ground ball? Are you trying to get a pop-up? What are you looking for?
Well, he can go up the ladder. He'd like a strikeout, first of all. You have to get ahead, which he did. He went fastball away. Sardinas kind of swung through it, fouled it off. This is a big pitch right here. They're all big, but this one you want to wake ahead. There's a squeeze right there.
And they will get the run. Sardinas and Andrews execute it very nicely.
Perfectly done right there, Chu. As soon as Hughes lifted that left leg up, Andrews took off. And a bunted, as long as it's on the ground, is an easy RBI.
Two away on the RBI by Sardinas. Second and third now for Leonis Martin.
You do not see that a lot.
No, but I love it.
Yeah. You have to really have confidence, and that's what Ron Washington was talking about, these 20, 21-year-olds, that they come up here and they feel that, they belong here. And that's good to see, that you can trust the Sardinas to lay down that ball.
Down the right field line, fair ball. That's going to score 2. Martin with a big 2-out, 2-run double. And Texas now leads 5-0.
Got the ball in on Martin, and he gets his second hit on his 10th double of the year. And the Rangers open up this ball game here in the bottom of the 8th inning to take a 5-0 lead. Fastball. Martin opened up quickly. And lined it into that right field corner. Gardner out to make a pitching change.
Phil Hughes, he pitched a great game. You'll see the box score, and it won't look so good, having given up now 5 runs. He will leave with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. 5-0 Texas as they put 3 on the board here in the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. The new pitcher is Casey Fiend.
Casey Fiend, the bullpen for the Twins have done a great job. Casey Fiend making his 37th relief appearance. Very good 2.43 ERA. Only 25 hits allowed in 33 1/3 innings. Fastball slider. That's what Casey Fiend will throw at the Texas Rangers here, in hoping to get the final out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
3 runs across in the inning. Good slider. Jimenez can't lay off it. 0-2.
Fiend, 30 years old, in his 3rd season with the Twins. Originally signed by the Tigers back in 2006. Makes his home in Southern California.
No balls and 2 strikes to Jimenez. Missing outside, 1-2. The Rangers, they've had the leadoff batter on base 4 times today. Of those 4 times in 3 innings, they've scored a run. That's where they've gotten all their runs. Once in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and now 3 here in the 8th. 1-2, got him swinging on the fastball. But the damage has been done. A suicide squeeze, a 2-run double. We go to 9th, 5-0 Texas. Well, they believe that you will win, and if you, Darvish, will pick up the victory, number 8 on the season, it's going to need some help from Neil Kotz. Neil Kotz, the new pitcher into the game, the left-hander.
Yeah, 2 left-handers out of that bullpen for Ron Washington. Kotz, hard-throwing right left-hander, good breaking ball, very good changeup. He worked in last night's ballgame, faced only 1 batter, and that's the batter he will start here in the 9th inning, facing Joe Mauer. He struck out Joe Mauer in last night's ball game on a good curveball down and away.
And the first pitch is down low for a ball. Mauer on the day, 1 for 3, a single, a pop out to short, and a strikeout. So he now has a 9-game hitting streak. His single came back in the first. On the outside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, Neil Cott's 34 years old. His second season with the Rangers, came up with the White Sox back in 2003. Also pitched for the Cubs. Finally got out of Chicago. Now he's in Texas.
1-1 the other way, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mauer.
And he's from Illinois, so it's kind of I get to play at home. Kind of cool when you get to run into different places at California, like Jarrett Weaver. He grew up right there, and he's had a great career in an Angel uniform, getting to play in his backyard.
And he took less money to stay there because he loves it there. 1-2 ground ball to second. Odor. 1 away. UFC Fight Night on Fox Sports 1 returns tonight with a full card of epic bouts, including 4th-ranked Cub Swanson taking on 11th-ranked Jeremy Stevens. Coverage begins with a pre-fight show coming up next right here on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Well, if you watch this whole ball game, you have to be very impressed with the way that Darvish went about his business. Struggled the first couple innings, like we talked about, trying to find out what worked for him, and then he found it. And through innings 3 through 8, allowed only 1 hit.
First pitch to the switch-hitting Morales is taken first strike. Andres Morales is 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts.
And in those 6 innings, from 3 to 8, he struck out 9.
Yeah, he kind of found his groove.
Yes, he did.
Morales pops one up, right center field. Martin, 2 outs. And Phil Hughes, the overall line is not going to look great. 7 2/3, 11 hits, 5 runs, all earned. 1 walk, it was intentional, and 6 strikeouts. But he pitched a really, really good game.
He did. Up until the 8th inning, maybe he just left some pitches up. Chu start off with a base hit, and then the 3-2 pitch with Dozier covering the bag. Andrus, shot the ball the other way.
Two away now for Oswaldo Arcia. 1 for 3, a single back in the 2nd inning. And the first pitch breaking ball is low outside for a ball.
Twins have been shut out 4 times this year. The Texas Rangers pitching staff combined have 13 shutouts.
1 ball and 1 strike. Darvish now with 20 straight scoreless innings at home. The Twins in danger of losing their 5th straight ball game and their 10th consecutive road loss. At the knees on the corner, 1-2.
That started in Detroit. They lost a couple, went to Fenway Park, lost 3. Then they came back to Minnesota, won 4 in a row, lost 3 in Anaheim, and looking to lose game 2 here in Arlington.
The 1-2. And it's dropped by Jimenez. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Jimenez tried to frame that right there. Just kind of kept the glove almost turned in to see if Bill Welke would call strike 3.
The 2-2. Now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Day game here tomorrow for both these ball clubs, so Darvish going deep into the ball game, as Hughes did, gives a fresh bullpen for both sides.
Kyle Gibson versus Colby Lewis in the finale tomorrow. The Rangers won last night 5-4. They lead 5-0 here. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Arcia. And he got him swinging. The Rangers take the first 2 games of this series, winning here today by the score of 5-0.
14 shutout for the Texas Ranger pitching staff here, and Darvish was everything that I think these people came to watch. Outstanding performance. Hughes kept them in the game, but just ran it. Texas opened it up in the bottom of the 8th.
We said this would be a pitcher's duel. It lived up to it for almost the entire game. Hughes against Darvish. Darvish picks up the win, his 8th of the year. Hughes suffers a loss. He falls to 8-4. Right now, let's go back to Los Angeles and Ryan Field. We'll be back here in just a minute. Ryan, take it away.